Hello, and welcome to Depth Perception. We discuss movies and dive into how films direct the way we experience them. We create a perception of sound, a perception of sight, with a dimension of mind. We move into a land of both shadow and substance, of themes and ideas. I am Mr. Vozly, a man for whom Christmas comes not once a year, but every minute of every day.
Attaboy.
A handsome, noble man.
All right.
A man who's had his tonsils removed twice.
Oh my gosh.
And with me, I have a man that was barely alive, but they rebuilt him. They have the technology. They have the capability to make the world's first bionic Tin Man. Tin Man will be that man. Better than he was before. Better, stronger, faster. Tin Man is the Tin Man.
Well done.
Also with me,
Just say Chris.
he's the wondrous wizard of Latin. He is a dervish of declension and a conjurer of conjugation with 1,000,000 hit points and maximum charisma. KMax.
Oh, yeah, I like that a lot.
You see, I've solved it. KMax, what it means. We got maximum and we've got K. Charisma.
Oh, which is a different kind of charisma, see?
KARISMA.
Charisma. I love it. My haircuts just went up $5. Oh, you wanted the charisma? Okay.
Today's chapter is laughter, and we will get to that. But before we get into that, Tin Man, how do you feel fresh off the butcher's block?
Slow. I'm still healing. Big holes in my back right now.
So, right on par with the rest of us, then.
More than one. I don't know. I'm on heavy doses of medications and not allowed to bend, lift, or twist. I can't.
Not
Carry
allowed versus
anything over.
can't.
Yeah.
You came walk in with a cane. I thought you were going to do the Willy Wonka.
Leave it stuck in the ground.
Well, yeah,
and roll it.
Had a Batman vibe to him as he walked in with the cane.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I told you.
Yeah.
Dark Knight Rises look.
Do a lot of cave diving.
Okay, I think a pretty obvious disclaimer here, but laughter and comedy is completely subjective, and we can once again bring up the importance of our own lens is our own lens. Our ideas of what is funny may be different from everyone else. Also, this episode has the potential to be our most informal episode yet. With that, here are the talking points.
Ding!
Here's where I edit to put our bell in place. Okay, for real. You can ding me.
I'll go first.
Hey.
Bad.
First one is going to be our top 3 times we've laughed the hardest in a movie watching experience.
It is not my chair. It's my back.
Yeah,
that squeaking noise.
Yeah, here's your other disclaimer. That squeaky noise is Tin Man's back.
Gotta get the oil can.
You're me laughing.
And also oil him.
The oil can.
Oh, come back, the sunshine. Sammy Davis, legend.
Already more Willy Wonka references as I have ever made in my life. All right, did you already ding me for the second one?
We did.
Yep.
Okay, what tickles our funny bone?
The ding was dung.
We done dinged it. Man, those are clean.
Those are good.
We're gonna
Metal
go
on metal, always the best.
yeah, that's why. We're gonna go comedy now versus comedy quote then.
Oh man.
We're gonna say our top 3 comedies to improve our mood,
Oh wow.
and laughter versus belonging.
Love it.
So our first topic. I don't know if you want to just go around one each.
Sure,
and
sounds
just
good.
keep going around.
Yep.
So top 3 times we've laughed the hardest in a movie watching experience.
All right. I'll start the show. Cabin in the Woods at my house.
Oh man, that was
present company. Add a Ben, add a Jeff, and add a Goose.
Yeah.
And we watched this kind of a horror, kind of a comedy. And what it was the company. It was the company. It was my family was all out of town, so it was a freedom to just laugh and just be blockheads. And
It was late.
Yeah, we're all in various times in life, right? I'm older than you guys, but we're all like working and families and different parts of our life, whether it's college or career or family, and so we all had stressful things. But there we all were finding ourselves just a bunch of kids watching a scary movie and laughing our butts off at Merman and different things like that. It wasn't a comedy, the parts we were laughing at, but we were dying. And freedom to laugh hard. There was horror and dramatic. It was the laughs that I remember most about that particular evening.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
that was a good experience. That's up there. I got one from 2002. We were in the Indigenous Games for Team New York, and we were in Winnipeg,
Manitoba.
Manitoba, that's it. Winnipeg, Manitoba, and where they had housed us, they gave us these passes. We could get onto any public transportation bus, and they would take us wherever we wanted to go. The easiest place to go was this kind of cheap, smaller mall that only had a few stores, but it had an A&W. And we've never had A&W stores, so we were there getting root beer floats every day. But they had a movie theater in there. It only had like 4 movies playing at a time. And we went and saw Goldmember. But it was me, it was a bunch of our friends. We went 4 times to go see the movie. On the 4th time, the girls decided to join us. So there was a group of my 4 friends, and eventually my wife, she was one of the 4 friends, and they all came along, and we started laughing before every punchline.
Oh, no.
Because we knew the movie so well by then. So they're like, preparations A through J.
A through G.
Yeah, A through G. Yeah, we're a complete failure. We're like, and they're like, what's so funny? Like, they couldn't figure out what was funny. We ruined the movie for everybody there just because the setups were making us laugh.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm picturing Robert De Niro in Cape Fear. He's like, ha, ha, ha.
Yeah,
in the movie
obnoxious with a cigar. Yeah. Like no one else is laughing. It's like, what's going on? Like we'd laugh at the punchline, then we laughed right before the punchline was starting, and by the time the girls had joined us, we were laughing at the setups. So
freaking awesome.
We made it worse. Like, and we ruined the whole movie for them, but they seemed to have fun watching us act like idiots.
Yeah.
And I started hanging out with my wife after that movie.
There you go.
It was like, there's something wrong with you.
Goldmember.
2002, Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Of all places.
Of all places.
Of all places to get to know your wife.
Oh.
I've got Porky's. It was, we have the picnic on the res, and afterwards, I think the rest of my family was out of town, so I had the house to myself. The boat came over.
Oh, the boat.
And again, Tin Man's brother, Jeff, came over, and it was late, and we just stuck in Porky's, and there are points where, like, you're laughing so hard where, like, your field of vision is getting pinpoint because it's scary, right? Especially the shower scene. And then the principal's, I think it was the principal, suggesting they make, like, a wanted poster or whatever. Last scene hanging out at the women's shower.
The boat is a person, by the way.
Oh, yes,
it's not
the boat is a person. Well, remember, we all have nicknames here.
Yeah.
I remember it would be like I'd laugh at what was happening on the screen. I'd look over and see your brother just like like completely beat red laughing on the couch. That I'd laugh at that. And then like I'd make eye contact with the boat. And then we'd laugh at that. So it was like, cheeks hurt, belly hurt. Couldn't catch your breath, that type of laughter. And it was like,
feeling.
1 a.m, watching this thing.
I love that. I love how it just is almost like a synergy. Once you get a room full of people that you care about laughing, it's equally as fun to watch them laugh and watch it just, the different levels of laughter. And it just, it's still my favorite thing to laugh at when you see someone that's just cracking up, like just the joy that pours out of them. Princess Bride, pretty much watching it with anybody is my next one I'll go with.
Okay.
So anybody I've watched it with over the years, I've watched it probably dozens of times. I enjoy it when someone's watching it new, I found out. When someone's watching it for the first time, I enjoy watching the stupid little things that I always find funny when they find it funny. And I always want to criticize them. I fight it. If they don't find it funny, I'm like, oh, that was a good one. Did you hear that? And I want to rewind it. I got to fight from doing that because that'll ruin the whole thing. That I have done that before.
That's my urge every day when I watch movies.
You want to say you missed it? How'd you miss that? And by the way, that's the genesis of this entire series, folks.
Yeah. Now they have no choice but to watch as I do it.
That's right. So the latest time I watched it was a couple months ago. Was my dad. He's never seen it before. My dad, who's in his late 70s, watched it for the first time, and his attention span and his memory aren't the best as what they've. He's not. He's probably the sharpest human being I know. And to see that fall, he's still light years ahead of me, but he's not as sharp as he once was. And watching him watch this movie and just lock in after the first couple minutes, like just cracking up at things. And the guy that's like, inconceivable. My dad, he just loved it. He was on the screen. My dad's like, oh, this idiot again. Just cracking up, just waiting for it. It just brought me so much joy. His first time watching it and his joy and enthusiasm made me love it even more. It's funny watching him respond to the classic lines and the iconic performances. Seeing him respond to those things for the first time decades after I saw it made me laugh super hard, and it just felt good. And I'm thinking of those things that release whatever into the system. I just rode that high. I couldn't sleep till like 2 a.m. after I went home, just thinking of my dad laughing. And I just thought my connection with movies is oftentimes, when I'm thinking about it, I'm getting ahead of myself, is watching others and seeing them get the payoff of it and get the joy. And it's an awesome thing to see, especially with a comedy or something that's hilarious.
Yeah.
So that's my second one. It's Princess Bride with pretty much anybody.
I'm going to have to go with Super Troopers.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
This has got to be sometime around 2002 when it came out. But we had like friends over for a party. And we watched them in the basement because we had like the basement to ourselves. And in the summertime, it's the only place that's kind of cool. And telling everyone to shut up because the setups. You had to get the setups for the jokes. Because every scene is like a setup for it's like a setup. It's like the turn in the Prestige. It's like your punchline and your, but each scene has like a weird setup and then a joke. And then it kind of just pushes the plot along. Like, it's very set up for a very specific joke. But everybody watching it, and then, okay. And then everybody bursting out laughing when the punchline hits. And it was good. There's a good few movies. I had like 2 summers where I had enough freedom to be away from my parents, but not have kids of my own. So it was a very small window for my life before I had children involved. This is how I get away now. So this is it. But that's probably a good one. Super Troopers is a good one.
That feeling of that crescendo of when everybody gets it, that burst of laughter.
Yep.
It's a drug.
I got Superbad.
Superbad.
Oh,
it's a good
gosh,
one.
yeah.
It was the first time I watched it because it was in theaters, and it was back when theaters were still like packed.
Yeah.
So I remember it was a packed theater. I don't know if it was sold out or whatever, but there's a lot of people in that theater, and what you just mentioned just amplified, by a theater of strangers, even just laughing together.
Yeah.
You got the montage of, when he can't stop drawing the different things. And just the banter between, Jonah Hill and anybody in that movie. I remember laughing the hardest at. It was like a smaller thing. He's arguing with Michael Cera's character in the parking lot, and the car like hits him. Yeah. He kind of like falls over, and he's like confused. He's like, "What the F just happened?"
Even how he fell down was funny.
Yeah.
He's like
his knees skidded, and then he fell forward.
Oh,
you know what's funny though? There's probably not younger generations than us that have had those experiences in a movie theater, bunch of strangers, everybody laughing.
Way to bring us down, Tin Man.
that
is interesting, though.
You know, we have those moments where
so great.
The theater bursts out laughing. You can even see popcorn spill because someone laughed so hard at something.
And sometimes that infectious laughter you hear that person in the back, I just keep laughing and laughing and laughing because of it.
Mm-hmm.
Or someone will say something that like as a joke will say something at the screen and make everybody laugh on top of it. So you have a different experience than when you're by yourself.
Right.
Yeah, it's funny. Like the side note on the Netflix trying to buy. Is it Warner Brothers or?
And that comment where he's like, "Oh, we're just keeping up with the consumer. They don't need a theater or whatever." You know, paraphrasing.
That made me terrified.
Yeah,
I was like, "What do we give to make sure we can outbid this guy?"
I was like thinking back at all my favorite movie watching experiences. I'm like, they're all with people. You know, most of them.
Most of them. I'm going to keep going with this and then just leave that where it is and keep going. My next one was I replaced the one that I had, but I'll go back to the other one. But hats off to you guys. Moments ago in pre-production watching Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. that replaced, I think it was right there replaced because we were dying in here at like maybe 2 or 3 scenes just kind of casually while we're setting up and getting ready. And I just thought I loved the way it felt. I loved the way it felt because we haven't hung out together a whole lot. It's the Christmas season, and so we're going to be going to our corners very much too. And then you're recovering, and there's just a lot going on. Don't ever think we're complaining. We're very blessed men here. We are very blessed, and we're very thankful.
It's a good busy.
Yeah, it is a good busy, but it is a busy. And here we are watching. We don't have time to make a block to sit and hey, let's go watch Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas at Voz's. We would have had plenty of time, but now it's like so scarce, and there we are watching it. The scenes that I watched when I was by myself watching it and laughing my butt off, it just gets amplified. It's like the multiplier goes up. There's that video game where you get a multiplier. Oh, I'm going to get that. So now the points are a little higher when I score now. That's what it feels like when I'm with people. You add to it people that you get it, that also get it, and you add to people that you actually like. It's like, oh, that multiplier is way up.
Right.
So now my movie watching experience is through the roof. You said a comment years ago, James, Tin Man, whoever James is, of like, he's like, oh, it was either you or Jeff, but someone said like,
no, we said that it was funnier at your house.
They were like let's go to Chris and watch it. They're just funnier over there, and I'm like, that was the biggest badge of honor I've ever heard.
Yeah. No, it was 100% true.
Because I remember how fun those couple evenings were, and I'm like, you try to capture those times. And sometimes it's a finite moment that you have, you know, and it's like we could try to do it. We could try to go back to Neverland, but it wouldn't be the same.
What about Tin Man? What do you got?
I don't know. I don't know if I have another one. I'm trying to think. I don't have another one. Go ahead.
Okay.
Pass.
So this was me and my wife. I think it was at Syracuse. It was either at Syracuse or, I don't know, some smaller mall that had a movie theater in it. And this was, I can't remember how long ago. When I reveal the movie, you'll know when. But it always stuck out because there's a time after we watch the movie, we get out and it's attached to a mall. There's this gentleman in a wheelchair that he was like, my family's somewhere here, and the mall's empty. And he's like, if I could just be pushed over to more towards the exit or whatever, I think they're looking for me. So we just walked with this random guy, and we were pushing him along to get closer to where he thought he should be at that moment. But that was connected to, so that heartfelt moment was connected to one of the most raunchiest movie watching experiences. It was just my wife and I, no one else. I mean, there's other people in the theater, but no friends of ours. We watched Jackass 3D.
Oh, man.
We laughed very hard in that theater.
Oh, my gosh.
You know,
That's when you knew she was the one.
this is me, you know. The real test of... but there's the one scene where... what is Chris Pontius? I forget his nickname in the movie. He's got the long ponytail.
I can't remember his name either.
But they're batting balls with their junk, and you had like the black bar to censor things.
Yeah.
But because it's all in slow motion, he went to swing the bat, and the black bar like goes out of place. So you see it as it like hits the ball and makes contact. Oh, it's all in slow motion, and it's all in 3D. We had 3D glasses. So that movie watching experience that rounds out my top 3 there. Oh man, hardest I've laughed in a movie watching experience.
I want to give us an honorable mention to one. American Pie, watching it with my buddies that are my age, which is strange because now they'll never watch a movie with me anymore. Watching American Pie at Regal with Eddie and John and LP and the Jake, Kirk. It was a dude movie, right? Obviously, like with all this stupid sophomore humor and a little bit of racy scenes and things like that. And I don't know if it's the first or second one. It had Shannon Elizabeth in it. Is that the second one?
Mostly the first one. She is in the second one.
It was wonderful. It was just wonderful. And the playful moments that were kind of irreverent. We laughed. What I remember about that is the staying power that movie had. And I even got like the soundtrack back when you used to have to buy the soundtrack and actually own it.
I love the soundtrack of all of those movies.
Yeah. I mean, that one was one of my favorites. Still is. It's in my top 10 movie soundtracks. Is the American Pie soundtrack? It's great, man. You got Blink-182. You got a lot of good bands in there. Tonic and I remember the best part of it was after the movie went to Perkins on Williams Road there. And we were just laughing hysterically over and over again, laughing in the parking lot out. And those that know me, your brother, it's funny how often Jeff comes up in the podcast.
Where is he?
Yeah. We were at a movie. We hadn't seen a movie once. There was, I don't know, a few of us. And then I think The Boat was one of them. And we were at Chili's after. And I remember we were laughing so hard after. And everybody knows me, after I eat, if I laugh so hard, I will throw up. If I laugh so hard. And he knew that. So I was laughing hard in the parking lot. And he comes over, he puts his leg on the bumper, and he starts like gyrating toward me. He goes, I'm going to get you over the top. Let's get this done. I'm just dying and throwing up in the parking lot thinking about American Pie. And then that was the one, it was at Perkins, and I was with my buddies, and we were laughing. And I think maybe young Neil was there too. We're just howling laughing at this movie, just remembering the scenes from the movie. And I just thought, it's a good feeling. And again, it stands to reason because of the chemical reaction in your body when you laugh. Mm-hmm. And
you would quote lines too, just random lines from the movies.
Yeah.
I don't think the younger generation does that. They don't. I can't get close.
Or maybe not as much.
Maybe not as much. Whatever it is, but they don't.
Because they watch clips.
They watch clips of movies.
5 seconds and it's gone.
Yeah.
Where's the next one?
Yeah.
There's no setup. Well, we're getting into other.
Yeah, I like that. I like where you're going. The king of transition, as he calls me sometimes.
Sorry.
Not that way either, KMax. I'll have to edit that one.
The queen of transition. My bad.
Tobias's Queen Mary.
And never nude.
Okay, now. So what tickles your funny bone? So, we mentioned like setups, but, I just jotted down some ideas like dialogue, absurdity, slapstick humor, situational stuff, subtlety. Like what do you guys find makes you laugh the most consistently?
All of it for me. Yeah. I mean, right. I mean, that's a big cop out, but we've met me. The listeners know who I am. It's definitely going to be a cop out answer because I'll laugh at anything, and I love to laugh. Right, so. I wrote a couple notes here. I love when smart dialogue is well written and delivered. That's nice. I appreciate absurdity, like Borat. And anything like Rowan Atkinson, like Mr. Bean guy.
Oh, yes.
Any of that stuff. I love the absurdity of it. I love slapstick comedy and quick hitters. They always get me. Like physical comedy, like Farley stuff. Mm-hmm. Situations are most relatable that crack me up. Like fat guy in a little coat type thing. I'm like, yeah, I've been there. Situational comedy is relatable, so it's always
I was
great
trying to
for
make
me.
a list of movies in each of these categories. Too.
Yeah, I did.
And
I
was
tried.
like slapstick would be like Dumb and Dumber, Liar Liar, Jim Carrey. That's a good spot. Or Chris Farley. Situational stuff. I had like Super Troopers, where it's all like kind of how the situation works out. Or Absurdity, where it's like Scott Pilgrim versus the World, or something like Scrubs, where it's like we're going to take it ridiculous, and that's where the silliness occurs, but then it brings it back to
Scott Pilgrim is a perfect one for that, I think.
Yeah.
Subtle stuff. And
No, you don't have to scoot. I'm just going to aim it towards your mouth, though.
He's talking
the
about my microphone.
Well, I'm going to edit this part out, but...
And I like
No, I'm
stuff.
not.
Like lately, I find myself enjoying more subtle stuff, which is not me. Usually I need to be spoon-fed comedy and horror and drama and anything following along, but subtle stuff like when an actor plays something so vague it appears almost normal until you look closer. Not Mike Myers in his great roles in like Austin Powers or Wayne's World. But like his roles in other movies where he plays kind of serious, but you look and he's in there for his little bit of subtle comedy,
right,
in those roles. Like is it Inglourious Basterds? He's in,
yeah,
and also he's in like The Monuments Men and things like that. He's in these movies, plays these roles that are a little bit more subtle, and they're supposed to be kind of funny, but not really. So I find myself drawn to that a little bit more now. So all of it, I guess.
Okay.
I guess subtlety would like The Office. Or like What We Do in the Shadows, it's similar to that too. Where it's,
right.
It's almost like
play it with a look almost.
Yeah,
sometimes.
where it's like we bring the speed down low, and the jokes are, they're little jabs, little things like here where you're like.
I like watching those kind of movies with you guys because it gives me a nice little training wheel cue for when something's funny. Because I see you guys I'm like, oh, I better pay attention.
Well, because I think it's funny, like. You'll describe a movie like a comedy, you'll be like, "Oh, that's funny," or it's like, "Ha, that's funny." It's like, "Oh, that's wee humor. That's good."
Yeah,
and like where it's like, "Oh, that's so funny."
Yeah.
So you have like different different IQs of what you find funny.
That's the honest truth about it.
Because you mentioned we were watching a little bit of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and like. If you're not paying attention to what's being said and like how out of context or weird it is,
it's almost like the situation is absurd, but the jokes are coming in real subtle, like simple things are just like, just like how he moves his cigar. I don't know,
out of his mouth.
Like the weird, like the context of Johnny Depp's reaction in certain things, like. He's seeing everyone turn into lizards. He's like, and someone's giving these things booze.
Well, that exact moment is exactly what I felt. I felt the best I have in months right there. When we're looking at each other, cracking up as these lizards are there. And there's lizards on stage acting together. There's lizards playing pool. He's like, and someone's giving these things.
Please. Tell me about those golf shoes. So someone that doesn't have that level of understanding for like that type of movie is like, that is not funny.
We all know folks that are like that. They're like, you like that? And I'm like, well, and I don't want to ever seem condescending, but I'm like, it's fine that you don't get it, but I don't want to feel like I'm less because I love this movie.
I think it freaked me out the first time I watched it.
Yeah, I mean, too. I was watching by myself, and there was things that I liked.
It was like at 3 a.m. I was just like couldn't sleep and flipping through channels and just being like, "Whoa, man, I can't watch this at this hour alone."
Not on the stuff I'm on. I remember I won't name this person. If he ever listens, he'll know. But he was looking for a good comedy, so I was like. I like this one, and it was Club Dread, the same guys that did Super Troopers.
Oh yeah,
and it's a horror comedy, right? So like you have to see the things as absurd, And I found it highly quotable and everything, so lent it to him. And like I don't know, a couple weeks later, he's like, "Yeah, I didn't really think it was that funny." I was like, "Oh, okay," and then he gave it back. Without the cover that it came in. It was like, when you burn like discs, so you got like the plastic thin covers with no, just like colored, like it was like a red see-through cover.
Oh,
He
boy.
just, like, gave it back in that. I'm like, what?
Oh, man.
Burn me for what I thought was funny, and
then
return it in
right.
the condition you did.
I'll be honest, too. You would have been fine with that had he just acknowledged that it was a good, funny movie. Like,
Right.
yeah, you'd probably been fine. Like,
It's
yeah,
great.
no big
I'm
deal.
so sorry about the cover.
Yeah.
Right. I was like, no, this wasn't funny, and gave it back the way he did.
And take it this way. Like, I was going to let it slide. You know, like almost like Bronx Tale. Now you can't leave.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think my radar for comedy is similar to you guys, where once you get the gist of the comedy they're presenting, you kind of adjust what you're looking for, you know, and appreciate it a little bit.
That takes some thinking, too. That takes some intellect. It does.
And it's funny because I think that is how we've been treating our movies throughout the podcast, though, is expanding that radar a little bit for not just comedy, but for other genre and other thematic ways of thinking. Mm-hmm. So
It's happening to me.
It's kind of adjusting your sonar for what the movie's presenting to you. You know,
Yeah, it's like the example is when, you know, with like Mother and other movies, like, oh, man, I don't really. He's like, well, I sometimes lean early on to the training wheels saying, man, I hate it. He's like, well, it's fine, because I want what you feel about it. He'd say, but think about this. And he'd give me something to think about. I'm like, I'm going to watch it again. Yeah. With that in mind, I'm like, loved it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's
That's
very,
one of those movies, though, where you kind of need...
Because turns out I like liking things. You need the key to unlock it, right?
Yes, yeah.
the key's in the coffee can.
Coffee cans.
Money in the banana stand.
Yeah. It's a Arrested Development shot there. First season Arrested Development shot there. I just went back and started watching again.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
That's
well,
good.
there's always money in the banana stand. But you keep saying that.
I put in here also controlled unexpectedness, because I feel like, you know, you watch a lot of things and you start to know what the setup is and what the punchline is going to be. So you're kind of like, okay, like I know it's coming. Okay, it was still funny.
Yeah.
But like you still want to be surprised a little bit. So I put down, even though it's an older movie, but Airplane, where like, you know, they say something you think has no meaning, and like Leslie Nielsen delivers a punchline. You're like, oh yeah, that's good.
Knowing you can tell you were raised on.
Like, you know, like little subtle things, subtle but like not subtle when you think about when he's like, oh, we need to get to a hospital, and she's like, hospital? What is it? He's like, it's a big building with patients.
Those are my favorite. I found a list of them.
Those are
They were just like, what's the suspect look like? He's Caucasian, 6'3", mustache about 6'3". Oh, awfully big mustache.
But we know people like that too that just roll that way. You know.
Yeah. If you can think of it fast enough, you can throw it back
super fast.
I could beat
Not
him
that way
I
either.
could beat him blindfolded. Yeah. What if he's not blindfolded? I can still beat him.
But it's like those jokes where like you're just making conversation. They're able to pull these jokes out of thin air for you. Mm-hmm.
That's your dad, by the way, Voz. He's one of the people that have always struck me that way. I'm like,
we were playing football, and someone was like, "Go!" and he's like, "Gadget, arm!" Like in the middle of playing playing football. He's used it since, but that first time I heard it, I was like, "Oh, that's great!"
Oh, that's great.
Gadget, arm.
Let's get a ding here.
Man, 1,000.
Steel on steel.
Tin on tin. So, got the idea of comedy now versus comedy quote then. And I have quote then because we're different ages here. And, you know, I think of like, you know, old man shaking his fist at the sky. Oh, these young people.
Right.
So, whatever was back then is always going to be, you're always going to be more fond of what it was. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to see what your guys' perspectives were on comedy as it is today versus what it was when you were younger or when you started to really get a hold of comedy movies?
Yeah, this is good. It can be a bit of a deep dive though too, because I don't want to be. Yeah, I know I am the old man. I'm raising my fist saying, "Back, guys, you don't even know what funny is. We watch Stripes and we watch,
I watch Stripes.
And I think you guys probably watch more classic movies than I do, but like comedy is like all I knew as far as what I watched when I was younger, like movies. I hated horror movies, didn't like watching them, But comedy and action movies came naturally when the VHS tapes came out, AAA Delta and all other places. I feel like, again, the old man line here, like sometimes modern comedy sometimes relies too much on like I guess profanity maybe, and also like explicit comedy. It's like, it is just keep one-upping. I got to keep going farther and farther and farther. Like, I guess, again, I'm not judging. I love them. Like the Jackass movies. Yeah, we got to go farther and farther and farther. Push that envelope farther. And it's like, well, I was in the 80s pushing envelopes. That's how far, So the envelope wasn't going far, but it still had to bring audiences in. It still had to make me laugh. So I think back then, and here's where it's going to feel a little like an oxymoron or counterintuitive at very least. Because here I am saying that sometimes it's lazy writing and lazy laughs by pandering to the explicit. But I'm going to say this. The characters now in a lot of comedies are a little bit more nuanced than back in classic comedy. And here's what I mean. It seemed like the characters were like obvious. It was like, oh, here's the funny guy. And they had like, you always had to have like a straight. The Jerry Lewis and the Dean Martin. You always had to have that mirror to show you why this guy's funny or why he's quirky, why he's goofy, why he's silly, and because you had to have that straight with him all the time. And you rarely saw a comedy that didn't have that dynamic. Whereas now, maybe the whole ensemble is a little bit quirky, but it's a little bit more subtle, right? So I'm not saying, oh, modern comedy's less or more. I'm just saying it is definitely different than what I remember. And sometimes in a lot of ways it's better, but in some ways, like I said earlier, like the explicit, maybe the profanity, maybe it's not as good, right? For that reason. Okay. I tried to get both sides of it, I guess, because there's modern that I love and there's classic that I love, and there's classic that I hate and I just don't get, and there's modern that I hate and they don't get. It just kind of turns me off to.
What's your cutoff for modern?
I think I would go back. I guess as far as like maybe a little bit before Superbad for modern. Okay. So I think when I think of modern, I think of the James Franco, what Eastbound and Down guy. I think Danny McBride. Yeah, I think of like guys just this side of Tommy Boy, I guess. Okay. And I think of like Tommy Boy, Black Sheep as like David Spade, Chris Farley as like the end of classic for me. So like from Belushi and Aykroyd to Tommy Boy and to Farley and David Spade, and then the line by like the Seth Rogen. Okay. You know what I mean? Like and on even Will Ferrell, like old school. That's more modern to me. Okay. That's how I'm kind of classifying.
So I'm going to jump in here because I think what I have relates to that. All right. Because I'm younger than you, but the movies from the beginning of cinema to 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, I feel like they all still relate to one another because they were like star based. Like, oh, I'm going to go see the new Farley movie. I'm going to see the new Farrell movie. I'm going to see a new Sandler movie. And I feel like it's less of that now. Like when you talk about old comedies, like, oh, the Chaplin movies. Oh, yeah. It's all based on that movie star.
Jim Carrey.
I've seen the new Jim Carrey movie. That's right.
That's a good point.
But nowadays, it doesn't feel like that. It goes based on... This is what I feel anyway, but it goes based on more like the movie premise or the title or the writing of it or what it's about rather than
the little bit of concept you can get from the trailer.
Yeah. Okay.
So
That's cool.
I think that's one of the things I can put a stamp on to say, okay, quote, classic comedy, or the difference between comedy now and then was that then was built more on the actor's delivery of their stuff and their power, their star power. So like I think of like, the SNL graduates,
Oh, yeah.
Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy and all of them, where they were the comedy. It was
Bill
like
Murray,
their
James
style.
Belushi.
Yeah. But now it's like if you name, I mean,
Performance anxiety.
even if you start off with like the new SNL performers and like what they could graduate into, like I couldn't tell you any of their names, and,
Right.
and then even like Pete Davidson, he's done a lot more diverse roles. So it's not even like it's the new Pete Davidson comedy. It's just the Pete Davidson movie, and it's not meant. They haven't really been meant to make you laugh or anything. It's just he's an actor now. It's not like he's a big comedy star. So that was one of my big things anyway.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
I feel like it's tough to say because I can point out a good group of movies in the 90s, a good group of movies in the early 2000s. And then after that, it's like a random sparse one like We're the Millers or No Hard Feelings is one from like the 2020s. Cop Out. It's one of my favorite funny movies.
You like that?
But they're like kind of sparse.
Yeah.
Like there's a bunch of movies in those same categories, but like not ones that I'm like, am I bringing this to Chris's house or bringing this to KMax's house? There's a whole bunch that I can think of in the 90s and in the early 2000s. But I don't know if it's because that's when I hit my, when I grew up.
I always wonder that too. I wonder if that's the case. If it's just because I'm
my
53
age
now
changes my view.
Yeah, that's what I wonder. I don't know if that's the case, but
Well, that's
wonder.
why I said quote then.
Yeah.
Because everyone's got. I'll kind of ask a question later on that relates to that. But you mentioned scarce, like every so often now, where it's like, okay, here's a hit, but is it really a hit? And,
Right.
And I think you have actors like Jennifer Lawrence, who could be very funny, but then she's also doing roles like in Mother.
She's Mother, and then she's in No Hard Feelings, where it is.
Right.
Which is like, that is a...
So like the
that's
association.
a rare gem, it feels like, of a comedy movie with that type of actress.
But it's like when you see like a Sandler movie, you're like, okay, I expect to laugh here. But with like regular actors, it's like, I think I'm here. It's listed as a comedy. I think I'm going to laugh. Like even just going into it, your what do you call it? Your perception of what the movie is going to be is already different than like you're going in to see a very specific actor for a very specific reason.
You're lathered up. Ready to go.
But overall, it's also, I wanted to bring up the sensitivity of the society that we live in now. How much of a role do you think that plays?
I think it's huge, right? I mean, I'm all for when you know better, do better, right? So societally wise, I think it's not bad to feel. It's not bad to be mindful. It's not; these are not bad things. But I think comedy is one of the things that you can play around a little bit more. The word play is involved in it. The word laughter is involved in it. Things are funny, and film is escape, right? When entertainment is escape and your recreational dollar is escape. So I don't like that. I think I lean more toward the Ricky Gervais, Jerry Seinfeld stance on comedy, even Dave Chappelle, and you'd think those are three people who've taken the most heat in the last probably decade for comedy and for things that they've said, because they're just like, no, comedy's great. Comedy's fun. Like Jerry's take on the comedians in cars when he's getting interviewed on that CBS morning show, and they're talking about, just the lack of diversity on your show. And Jerry was just so ticked off, and rightfully so, I thought. And he said, well, let's look at your audience here. He goes, I see a lot of whiteys in your audience. He goes, oh, we got to look into that right away. He goes, no. He goes, it pisses me off. He goes, I'm going to be honest with you. Right on the morning show, he goes, that they would do that. He goes, that the measurement of comedy is that you're funny, you're in. You're not funny, you're out. Done. Case closed. Because that's why we love comedy. That's why it does. It doesn't have race. It doesn't have gender. It doesn't have. You're either funny or you're not.
It's super interesting to me though, because if we can laugh at jokes that are pointing out race and gender and all that, what are we getting so bent out of shape about? And of course it's different audiences laughing at these things and different people taking offense to these things. But like I said, it's just interesting to me though that if we can pause day-to-day life and be like, oh, I'm escaping to this comedy show, I'm escaping to this movie to laugh. And if you're laughing at some of these things, well, it's okay because it's a comedy. It's kind of like, well, why don't we kind of lower that barrier a little bit then in regular life?
Yeah, they turn the heat down a little bit.
Right.
You can still feel. You certainly can still speak out anytime. But you can just turn the volume down and just say, sometimes a comment's just a comment. Sometimes a laugh is just a laugh. And I wish I could pinpoint when that happened, because I could feel when it was happening. As I'm thinking, what are we going to do with like comedy things? And this is where I use words like equity a lot in my own self, because I love funny things and I laugh at everything, and I'll say things that I know me in the wrong or right crowd, depends on what you're saying what I normally say. It would get you fired. It would get you on a list. It would get you just called out. And that's why I use the word equity. I try to live my life in a way that reflects my ideals and my beliefs. And I hope that I have enough put on paper and on film that people see me and say, yeah. And if they hear me say something, they're like, well, he certainly doesn't hate that group of people. He certainly doesn't feel this way about those people. And so, yeah, it's just, it's funny. It's just a goofy thing. He's being silly. Well, I don't know when that became something that's so a damnable offense, that you said something that was lighthearted and they know you. You're not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. And all of a sudden it's like, yeah, well, he said that, and boy, oh boy, he targeted them and they are pissed at him now. I'm like, or it was just messing with his buddies. Mm-hmm. And I get there's a balance there, because some people will say horrible things and mean things, and they'll say, well, I was just saying it with my... We know there's a difference between that and that, right? And I think the public at large even knows that. But I think that it's just been taken, and the volume, the heat's up so much on that the minute you find something funny that, I can't laugh at that. When someone says, oh, I shouldn't laugh at that, I don't take offense, because I don't want to yuck their yum, or I don't want to make them have to. But I'm like, I will rarely say I shouldn't laugh at that. If something's funny, I will laugh. And if someone gets mad at me, I'm like, well, I'm not trying to be mean, Well, and again, there's always a balance though too, because if I see someone in my presence that's getting their feelings hurt by it, I'll laugh less, and I'll be careful of it, and that's fine too.
That's part of that, that balance I was talking about though, is, if someone's getting a little hurt, and you say, oh, you can laugh though, it's a comedy. Oh, okay, I get it. It's funny. Like, why does that barrier, why is it so strong? Because you see a lot of comedians that will push hot buttons like that, and politics and race and whatever. But it's like, well, I'm supposed to. I'm a comedian. Mm-hmm. Like, well, okay, but then why is it such a strong hot button if you say you're not a comedian then?
Yeah.
Are you allowed to say these things to get a laugh if you're just a regular person? And I don't know.
I think I might be way off base, but I feel like the political climate has caused a lot of it. Mm-hmm. A lot of us-them type feeling, because then people will volley something back just for political gain, for political capital, to discredit, a population, to say, oh, you're one of them that would, of course you would laugh at that. Mm-hmm. Of course you would laugh at that. Like, I'm laughing at it because it's funny, and you think it's funny too. In fact, just 10 minutes ago, we were laughing at the same thing.
Right. But
now that we have a different context, and you need to make me feel less and you feel more, or or vice versa, all of a sudden that's not funny, or that's too far. And I just think some of the best comedy that I like is, it gets me out of. I've gotten to hear comedians that are almost perfectly opposed to my ideals, and gone away laughing and just laughing. I've also walked out of comedy shows that we've had opposing things and got a little bit called out. And I'm not going to get into specifics, but just like, yeah, it was too far. You're laughing at things that are precious to me, and I get it. So I can say all I want about lighten up about comedy, but there's been times when I've been like, yeah, it's too close to home.
Yeah, but your response to it wasn't cancel them, shut them down, call them out.
It's not my thing.
Let's boo them until they get off the stage.
I'll leave.
That's it. I know that I'm in the wrong crowd. I'm going to Roger Rabbit my way out of here.
Yeah.
I'm going to have some fun with it, too. And, I don't think they're a horrible person, but it's just not my cup of tea.
Tin Man, do you think that we've lost the ability to laugh at ourselves?
Us? No.
But like altogether, like as a society.
I feel like things that are now taboo, there's things that are more taboo now. Things that you can't say without possibly getting recorded and used against you, and people that might not like your stance or political beliefs or what you do for work even, and have something you've done shoved in your face to try to get you in trouble, canceled, fired. I know I have to be very particular. There's things that I don't care, I don't care. But there are things that if someone were to use it out of context, I could absolutely be in trouble. Like 100%, I could get fired for the jokes we say.
Oh yeah.
But I because I've been called to situations where someone was like, he said this and that. I'm like, yeah, it's a free country. You want me to charge him with name calling? I've said that to people. I'm going to charge him with name calling. I'm not charging someone with name calling. Like, go up and get out of here.
You're like, especially if it's true.
Yeah. I've said that too. I was just like, well, is there any validity to his statements?
Well, how many people did you sleep with?
But I feel like the pendulum is swinging back.
Okay.
Like I feel like it like people realize, no, there's real things to be upset about. This shouldn't be one of them. And the louder voices are kind of getting called out. I feel like it is. Okay. I feel like it's coming back. I feel like it's...
KMax, what do you think? Do you think
I like the idea of laugh at ourselves, right? I'm never stronger in this room. It's never been stronger. Yeah. But like if the public at large, I think there is a... we talk about healing. I think one of the biggest things that people need to be able to do is be able to laugh at themselves. Not take themselves too seriously.
Yeah.
I like when I see advocates for certain groups that are able to laugh at themselves. And this might not be popular because I am an advocate for certain groups, right? But I think that I've had a better audience with many people because I am able to laugh at myself. Really pick a disability, yes. Pick my age, yes. But people get a better perspective because everybody has these things that they hold precious, these sacred cows. Everybody has these things that they find hilarious that they probably shouldn't find hilarious. I'm sure people with digestive problems don't think it's as funny. Farts are as funny as I think they are. I think they're hilarious. But like someone who has a problem like that might say, "Oh my gosh, how could you laugh at that?" I'm like, "Oh, it's my life." You know what I mean? But I take that example and I put that across the borders of sexuality, maybe, or put that across the borders of ability or disability, right? And there's people that would be maybe rightfully so heightened sensitive about it. But I always feel like I get my power back when I'm able to laugh a little bit at myself. I feel like I have more power that way when I can laugh with somebody, and if I feel like there is a little edge to them, and this is where the balance is, because you see people on a national stage and you see people locally that they'll laugh and they will find something funny, but you see an agenda to that I want to make sure you know your place. I'm going to make sure you know I'm laughing because I'm superior to you. I'm laughing at your peril because it doesn't matter to me and I don't have to be considerate of it. So I always say there's a balance with everything we talk about. There's definitely a balance there. I feel like I get my power back when I am able to laugh at myself. I even laugh at things that are most precious to me. That's why I like, like that. I almost went and saw, was it John Christ last week? The comedian. He's in Buffalo, and I missed him. He was just in Buffalo Sunday. And he's just great. And he makes fun of things that are like of the traditional church. Yeah. And he makes funny of things like prayer. He's like, pray for so-and-so. They really need it. He's like, I'm not praying for them. You say instruct there 15 times today. I'm going to send that to the Almighty. Yeah. He goes, no, he's got bigger fish to fry. I love, and we all know, I think my faith is a huge, it's very precious to all of us at this table. And so, but my being able to laugh and take it lightheartedly, it helps me keep a nice, healthy perspective, I think. But that's just my own take on it. And I don't want to ever try to, again, we're depth perception. We are three guys with our own perspectives and our own perception. Yeah. That's mine, and I'm not going to force it on someone else, too. And I'm always going to be sensitive to other people's views on being able to laugh at themselves. Some people can't. And I want to take care of them, too, best I can.
I think...
But I'm probably going to laugh at them while I'm doing it.
Well, you mentioned the idea of like sacred cow, well, that's the one thing you can't make fun of with me. I think today the sacred cow is people themselves. Like, I am my own sacred cow type of thing. Like, you don't say that about whatever it is I believe in or support or think. And if you do, you're disrespecting me now. And now we have problems. So it's people that I think it comes down to more like humility and not really being able to accept that people think differently than you, and they can have opinions on things that you believe in, and that's fine. Yeah. When you can't tell the difference when, I don't know if it's just, a lot of, we have screens. We had that period of time, 5 years ago where, COVID, everyone's social interactions shifted drastically, but I feel like people can't tell how to do things in jest versus doing things just to be mean. So like, you make fun of someone's, I don't know, haircut or something. And it's, we know if we're teasing someone like, kind of like it'll grow back, but we have to make a comment on this. It's too funny not to make a comment. Versus someone like, dude, that haircut makes you look like a stupid blah blah. like there's a difference. There's a pretty big difference there. Yeah. And I feel like nowadays people are having difficulties giving comments and receiving comments when it comes to something like that.
It's interesting.
That's what it feels like anyway. So like even comedians, where they'll say things, but it's like, if you weren't a comedian, that's just mean. But because you labeled yourself as a comedian, you think you can say that as your joke. And then on the other side of it, people taking it as offense rather than, oh, he's trying to be funny, let me try to find the humor in it. So I think it's a little bit of both sides there.
I kind of like that a lot.
Well, that's the litmus test, though. Is it funny? I guess that's it, right?
Right. If it's funny, Jerry would agree with you 100%. Yeah. Is it funny? Yeah, then you're good. If it's not funny, no, you're stupid.
Then it's just mean.
Yeah, it's just mean. Yeah, and he says it's like a working class thing, like a blue collar comedian does his diligence to see if it's funny, to see if it's a situational thing that people can, And he said that's what makes it different. He goes, a lot of comedians now, because I don't want to put them down, but they just want to, if it's a put down, okay, fine. Is it going to get me a laugh? I don't care. Is it smart? If it might put someone down because they're doing something stupid, then yeah, they deserve it. And let's make sure, because it's hilarious. The reason why it sticks out like a sore thumb to us, and the reason why it's quirky, is because it's something that they probably shouldn't be doing. It's probably something, picking on the person that's getting the certain things that, and trying to use their benefit check to get certain things. Of course that could be cruel. Of course that's nasty. Someone's doing it in a way that is, that is an oppression to taxpayers who are paying those taxes on there, and they're scamming the system. That's kind of fodder that can be something that is, for a comedian, that's open season then. Yeah. Because they're making a comment about that and not so much about the person in their plate. But again, I'm always very careful, and I feel like I'm feeling victim by putting disclaimers every sentence here, because I mean
that's a reflection of comedy today.
There's certainly something to be said for that, because every listener that listens, they paint it with their perspective themselves. They're like, well, see, I have been poor, I've struggled. I'm like, yeah, me too. Probably more recently than anybody listening. People on public assistance are like, yeah, I could write a book about it, and I have. It's like I've written stories about people on public assistance.
Well, that's what I mean. Everyone's their own sacred cow. It's like, oh, I struggled through this and that. Like, yeah, so did millions of other people.
Right.
Let's laugh about it.
And you know what? I was just saying, 10 people living on the same room with no running water. That's how exactly we survived it and got through and loved the memories that were made there in that time of oppression. And instead of sitting there saying, oh, you can't pick on it, we used that same humor. Those jokes were fuel, and not just motivation fuel because we were ashamed. It was fuel because we were able to laugh at our own experience, I guess. I don't know.
Do you think that's a new thing? Using people like I have a right to be offended, and that gives me like power over someone. Is that like I'm gonna weaponize my victimhood against you because I feel like you're trying to act more than me? I feel less than. I have to try to put you down now. So I'm going to use my perceived injustice to make you less than me now.
I feel like that sometimes. I mean, I
feel like it's not like I feel like it's kind of a new thing. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe it was used for the Bolshevik Revolution. It was used here and like I don't know if that's a common thing, and it's just its cycle that it's coming through here now.
But that's interesting.
But I don't remember feeling like that in the 90s. Like I don't remember thinking like that. I remember watching the Cowboys the Bills versus the Redskins from the Super Bowl, and remember thinking, oh, that's cool because if the Bills win, we win. But if the Redskins win, we win too. Like I remember thinking that.
Yeah, right.
But I don't know. I don't know.
It's interesting.
My thoughts are just kind of spilling.
You're bringing up high school, and like I remember memories of laughing at things. It was just like a thing. If it's funny, it's funny. And like nowadays, like someone makes a comment, and like they're like, "You can't say that." Or like high school kids are saying like, "You can't say that," and "You can't do this." Like, no, we don't laugh at that. That's not funny. That's offensive to this person. No, that's offensive to that person now. And granted, some things probably are offensive. Especially when you're that age.
According to my kids, because I have 2 kids in high school, it is open season.
Really?
It is spun around.
Really?
Yes.
It is open season.
They laugh about stuff. I go, you guys get away with that? They're like, oh,
Wow.
And I don't know. I'm like, it must have, it turned. But you know how like 21 Jump Street, when everyone goes back to college and Channing Tatum was the cool kid, and they're all like, "What's wrong with you, bro? This car runs on oil. Like, you're making fun of him because he's gay." Like it turned.
Wow. Okay.
What the vibe I'm getting from my boys in high school. I don't know if that's just Wheatfield or just the kids from the res.
We get a snapshot of them in school, and they're like the only racist kids.
They're known as the racist kids.
Good gravy. Like, we come in next week, Houston, we have a problem.
Like, Mr. Voz, you were right. Kids got detention.
Did you call it?
Speaking of comedy,
I could have swore you said turkey.
I did.
Turkey. Cookie is what he actually meant. Mr. Vozly made some cookies.
It's in your face. Did you
All right.
There we are.
In the nick of time.
So I want to hear your top 3 comedies that you use to improve your mood. You're having a bad day, you're having a so-so day, maybe you're feeling sad or down. What movie do you put on to get some laughs and uplift your spirits?
I have a couple. Oh, you want me to go first?
Hit it.
Yeah, man.
Okay, I'll go first. Hot Rod.
That's terrible.
It's the only thing I told you not to do if I were to come back. Like, just don't shit on any ideas or as best you can. We'll make accommodations for you.
He's on his way home right now. He turns up the table like the one guy on the ESPN show throws the table up.
If he was allowed to lift more than 5 pounds.
If I could lift it, I would. Throw this table.
Well, tell us about Hot Rod.
All right. Awesome. Yeah. I don't want to now.
Timing.
2007, Andy Samberg, comedy about a daredevil who, in order to beat his stepfather up in a physical fight, has to raise money for a heart transplant so that he can get his stepfather back in good health so he can
take him down
so
himself.
he can beat him up so he can prove his worth to his father and get and in doing so has a slew of low budget stunts that he does to raise money.
Oh my God. Andy Samberg?
Andy Samberg, Danny McBride. What's Barry's name?
Hader?
Bill Hader.
Oh my God.
There's more in there.
I know there's more.
There's more. But it is. He has a crew with him that helps him fix his bike up, builds the ramps. Isla Fisher. Will Arnett.
Oh my goodness.
The
who's who of irreverent comedy.
The stepdad is Ian McShane.
Oh my goodness.
So if you ever see an ultimate punch coming, it's from this movie. I think Morgan, once again, Morgan got brought up. And I think he attempted an ultimate punch while playing for the Tomahawks.
My goodness.
Have you not seen this movie?
I have not.
This might have to be a.
I have not watched it.
A really residence exclusive.
There you go.
Oh.
Now,
Put the dogs in the barbershop.
So what makes this? Is it like just the straight up comedy that makes this a go to for you?
I feel like the characters themselves are heartfelt, witty, silly goofballs themselves that make them fun. Then the situational story, which has like a heartfelt, like meaning to it, but is all ridiculous all on top of it. I don't know why. I must have watched this movie at a point in my life that I needed that.
Did you see it when it first came out, or was it a couple?
No, it was probably a couple years after. It wasn't in a theater. It was just on TV, and I watched like a little bit of the middle, and I was like, I need to see this movie, so I have like a DirecTV auto tune.
Oh, there you go.
And it was like in the middle of the night, and I actually woke up to watch it in the middle of the night, and I'm like waking my family up by myself, laughing, watching it.
Oh, that's good then.
So that was like a really. Or I had a kid with me. I might have had a kid with me that wouldn't sleep. So like I stayed up with one of the babies and watched it. And kept waking the baby up.
I was gonna say, which one was it? Was the baby was awake?
Oh, I might have woke up the baby.
Hot Rod?
Hot Rod. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's ridiculous.
Not that one either, KMax.
I was gonna say I've seen it. I've seen that.
Not me, a guy I know.
Guys were talking about it at the water cooler.
Yep.
We're working out.
That's one for me.
Okay.
Who's next?
I like that you bookmark that. You mentioned like heartfelt mixture with comedy, but bookmark that. We'll go forward. KMax.
I mean, it's not just because it's seasonal, but I'll watch this movie to feel good and laugh anytime when I'm feeling blue. Home Alone 2.
Ooh, nice.
Home Alone 2, the situation, the laughter, the moments. There's some moments of, what are you doing, Marv? What are you doing? And then the scream with the birds on them, the high-pitched scream. There is, there's two or three dozen moments that just bring me joy and pull me out of funks in Home Alone 2. Add to it the holiday feel for it. We are not far from Christmas, and Home Alone 2 is, it doesn't just check the Christmas movie for me. It checks more so the comedy for me because it's like an innocent comedy too. It's like the
you
guys
can watch it with people.
Right, and the guys don't even like get really hurt. They're in these remarkably things that would kill them, and they get up and they bounce back, and they're like Wile E. Coyote hurt.
Yeah,
they're fine. And I like that.
How many fingers am I holding up, Marv?
Yeah.
8.
I love all of it. The burns and stuff like that. They're not really, they're fine at all of it. Someone did. There was a doctor that broke it down. Remember the doctor?
Yeah.
You ever watch the episode of pop-up video where the doctor breaks down all the things that would be happening?
I think they did it in Mythbusters too, or something like that.
That's probably what it was, and it would show how much there's
the
damage.
trauma they would have incurred.
Yeah. Facial lacerations, third-degree burns. You know what I mean? All these things.
An iron from the 3rd floor would have crushed a skull.
And the bricks, he goes, after the first brick, they would be deceased. This is the second brick. But I really love the absurdity of that kind of humor in it. I guess
That is funny. Wile E. Coyote.
yeah, and I like the innocence. I like the innocence of it too. Mm-hmm. That's my go-to. I think.
Do you remember when you first saw it? When you first started to notice, like, hey, this makes me feel good.
I think it was the honestly, probably my darkest anxiety, depression. That was my go-to. I probably watched it a dozen times just in that season of my life. It was probably about a 3 to 5 month window. My kids were here, and both my kids were here, and my youngest is 17. So it was not so long ago.
Right.
And I remember watching it, and I remember my little girl saying, "Why are you watching a Christmas movie?" But I also was with them by myself when I didn't think I could be with them by myself for the first time, and I was starting to get that little agoraphobic. I was starting to worry about worrying, starting to panic about panicking. And so I put Home Alone 2 on, and they sat down with me. I'm holding little Benjamin, and it was with me saying, "Why are we watching a Christmas movie?" And I remember thinking, well, you don't want the long answer, kid. And I was just sitting there giggling with them saying, because it's hilarious. And I remember I praise God for that movie because, man, it just kind of like soothed, almost like David playing the harp for Saul. Man, it was like medicine for me. And I was able to hold my kids and hang out there and be by myself with them in a season where I was unable to do that. Think about how scary that is. It's like the 2 most important things in my life right now. I'm not sure I can be here. I need my dad here with me, or I need my brother. I need someone here. Their mom needs to be here with them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I was able to, because I was able to click on Home Alone and watch it. And I was felt like a normal dad again for a little while. So that was one.
Okay.
For me.
I've got, you mentioned it earlier, but I also have a sequel, American Pie 2.
Hey.
So I remember getting into the American Pie movies when I was in high school, and I could actually just go buy them instead of finding a friend that had them.
Yeah.
So I remember buying them, and it was, like your classic high school feeling there, where summers are off, you can just have fun, no school, no work. I mean, you could work if you wanted to, but...
nerds.
So it was like just having that freedom, and then that movie exemplified that. It was guys home from college, and they're up to, trying to score the chicks, and just had a summer job to support having a house on the beach, and they're having parties, and they're hanging out.
The beach house one.
Yeah.
Where they're fixing up a house.
Yeah.
Too? Okay.
And, but then you had the heartfelt moments when Jim falls for the band geek instead of the Shannon Elizabeth.
Yeah,
Crazy
her character never going to happen. Sorry.
So you had those moments, and some of the funnier parts, like where he gets his hand glued to the dirty tape. And then he gets his other hand glued to himself, and it's played to it was an Alien Ant Farm, Smooth Criminal. So you get the classic comedy where you hear off screen the guys are like, "What's going on in there?" And he's like, "Nothing." He's looking around. He tries to escape through the window, and the cops show up, and he's trying to wiggle himself. And his pants fall down, but he can't do anything about it. So he's on the roof naked, holding a dirty videotape and himself. But it reflected the time of life that I was in at that moment too. The cool. Summertime and freedom and just having fun. And getting to finally be yourself. You're you're not learning or you're not a student. You're kind of an adult at that point and just exploring like what it is to be that age.
That's so cool.
Back to JMax.
My turn? Okay. All right. I'm going to go with Megamind. Megamind is one that I watched with my kids when it was coming out. Mm-hmm. It's an animated movie, 2000. Let's see if I got notes for it. 2010. I think at that time I had 3 kids at least.
Wow.
Maybe a 4th one.
Busy guy.
2011, the 4th one came. So, so that's a movie I watched with my older kids and then later on with my younger kids. And everyone liked that, of being like a movie night movie. So it wasn't anything too raunchy. It wasn't anything that was too boring. Mm-hmm. Everyone could sit through it and the whole family enjoyed it. They had enough jokes that I was laughing, enough jokes where the kids were laughing, and they liked the animation of it all. And that's one of the movies that's like a go-to, feel good, funny. Will Ferrell, Tina Fey, Jonah Hill, David Cross. It's one where
another who's who.
Yeah. It's a solid movie. Like, there's one that's like that. Like, I think it's a good movie just based on its story. I think it's a good movie based on the comedy. Your characters are silly and weird enough and fantastical, and the situations that they create because of it, and the story arc that the main character goes through as a villain to start off with, creating a worse villain and having to become the hero to beat the worst villain. It ends up with the girl, like in the end. So I thought it was a great story, and he's silly. He's ridiculous the entire time. But he's witty. And so he's like a hero you can root for as he becomes a hero on top of it. And it's just a fun, silly, ridiculous, like comedy movie. Mm-hmm. And that is one of my go-tos, 100%. Nice. That's a go-to for me.
I like that you had different stages of it. Like it was like yourself, and then your kids, and then your younger kids.
Yep,
so that, it kept passing down.
It kept being a go-to where I'm like, I have this on Blu-ray. Let's throw it on again. And we would watch it, and then a new kid would be like, oh, I've never seen this, and sat through the whole thing. And the next kid did it, and I'm just like, this is...
You'll have grandkids soon, too. You can start.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my goodness. I know, right?
It's getting there. Jeez. If my kids had kids the same years I had kids, I'd be a grandpa.
Yeah. You never know.
Their older kids are daughters. They're better. They're better than the boys are.
I feel like I mentioned it, so I'm going to use it anyway. Princess Bride. I want to be clear. That's not my favorite movie, right? But it just has things attached to it that make me feel nice. Mm. That are go-tos that make me smile. The iconic lines, the iconic roles. There's iconic roles. There's memories with people, memories with friends, memories with family. And again, I just adore my dad. So that memory with my dad a few months ago, I can't play that or even read the book. I went and saw the One Star at UB a few months ago, right? And had him sign the book and stuff, and got to meet him and whatnot. So it's like there's so many memories attached to that movie that it had to jump over a couple of my, my honorable mentions that are very powerful and make me feel good. That movie makes me feel good for the film itself, but also for the iconic lines, but more so from the experiences I've had while watching it. Mm-hmm. And that's I find that I'm very much attached to movies. The way the podcast asks the question, which ones are your go-tos to feel better with comedies? I had to answer honestly that was one of them because of it. Because of the context.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I've got another sequel. It's Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me.
Nice. That's just great.
When I was a young warthog.
When I was...
Very nice. So in the summer, playing lacrosse, I got called up an age division because that team was part of the Ontario Summer Games. And so it was like this big thing, different sports, not just lacrosse, but you had all these different sports, and it just overlapped the end of the year tournament. And their team was considered like A, so in the top level. And so we got to play in that. It was like this whole thing where they had a picture like the Olympic Games, but on a much, much, much smaller scale, where they had all the athletes come out and like they televised it. So I remember like watching myself on TV later that day, and the athletes they put in like dorm rooms. So even though we couldn't drive anywhere, that's where we stayed, and our parents would come and pick us up, and then we'd go to the arena for games. But I remember there'd be downtime, and we're just in the dorm rooms. So since I was younger, it was me and another guy that were my age level that moved up for that tournament. And I remember our captain was there, and he would have it on the MTV channel all the time. So it would switch between that and whatever channel was playing The Spy Who Shagged Me. So Eminem's Without Me, if it's in this thing, because that was always on. And then Spy Who Shagged Me, and the team captain, which he had this like mysterious aura because he was the captain. Like I picture in Goon, the captain, you know, that relationship they have with him.
Yeah.
So it felt like that, where it's like, oh man, it's the captain. I'm getting to know the guy who runs the show on our team. You know?
Yeah.
And so he was just like sitting there lounging and fawning over Heather Graham. But every time she was on the screen, he's like, "Oh, man!" Every time she showed up. So it was just like me, my teammate and my age, and then the team captain that were just almost every day sitting watching, and Spy Who Shagged Me was on. I think pretty much every day we just kept watching it over and over. But it was like one of my first, I guess, experiences watching more adult humor because I was so young at that point, without having to worry about like, oh, you're not supposed to watch that. You know, grown-ups are going to catch you and you're going to get in trouble for watching something you're not supposed to watch. But it was just like, oh, well, we're all kids except for the guy 2 years ahead of me that's watching this thing.
Yeah.
But all right, let's do it. No one's here to say no. And so it was like my first experience watching like grown-up, adult, raunchy humor.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, that was, and that's probably one of the movies I've seen the most in my life.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, nice.
You got a third one?
I got a third one. Okay, so this is a movie that I don't think I saw in theaters. I think we bought the DVD. We were living in our house, but we had moved in before we got insulation. So one room we had insulated one room. That's all we could afford at the time. So we had fans for when the middle of the day because it was way too hot, and then we had like a little like heater that you would plug like propane tank into to keep it warm because it got so cold at nighttime. We had moved in before finishing the house, and we didn't really have a place to live. So we have the house, we can move in here, and I would just work on the house when I wasn't at work. And we had a little, like, I don't know how big is that? Was it like maybe a 24-inch TV?
Oh, not even. That looks like it's
maybe
20?
Maybe 20-inch, like little TV that had a
the combo?
The combo. So it was VCR like tape on one side and DVD on the other. And we got the movie called She's the Man. It's an Amanda Bynes like college like silly movie from 2006, and also had the commentary. So when the kids were sleeping and we'd put a movie on, me and the missus, we would watch that and we'd laugh at all the jokes. And then the commentary made it even funnier because it wasn't the main characters in the commentary, it's all the side characters who were like, had a bunch of behind the scenes jokes about stuff where he's like, oh, she gave you the nod? Like, yeah, she gives good nod. Like, you wouldn't hear that. You didn't hear it, and it didn't show up on the subtitles. And the guy's like, listen, you can hear it. And like he threw a joke in when he wasn't have any lines, and you noticed it in the movie. There was little things where they were like, "Look at the background. I'm curling 225 pounds right now," because they were fake weights. So he just stacked a bunch of weights on. And they're like, "Look at me in the background." So he's in the background curling like 225, like it's nothing. Like so, the behind the scenes was like the bunch of silliness that was happening that you didn't get from the initial part of it. And so it was one of those movies where me and the missus would be like, "It's a rough day. I'm working 20 hours a day. She's beat. She's got the kids by herself," and that was a little oasis, is throwing this movie on, and me and the missus were broke and poor and barely, we're getting our house built, but we were, struggling. But this little moments right here, we got to watch this movie on a little 22-inch, combo TV on a DVD where they had the commentary on the other disc. You had to throw the other disc in to listen to watch the movie with the commentary on it. So She's the Man, 2006. Channing Tatum before he became
more like Channing Tate Young.
Yeah. And Amanda Bynes. It's an oldie but a goodie. That's one that I passed down to my daughters who thought that was great, and they watch it with their friends.
I remember your other brother. I call him Jables.
Jables, the other brother. Yeah.
I remember he was always like, "You ever see She's the Man?" I'm like, "Amanda Bynes?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, no, I haven't. KMax, you got a third one? A third thing?
Yeah. It's got a little bit more irreverent, a little less touchy-feely, a little more just because when I watch it, I crack up. Wedding Crashers.
Oh, yes.
It's a great one, though.
The second best use of the shout song.
Yeah, right, it's just awesome. There's just so many... that montage, right? It's a great one. But I think the characters Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn are hilarious in it. I think the way they play off each other.
Yes,
Chris Walken is the high-ranking senator or whatever, and the family just
Brad Cooper.
Brad Cooper just being the biggest tool you can imagine, and I just thought to myself, man, it's just there's so much. Even Will Ferrell late in the game. There's just so many things that you just think about that are iconic, and it's hilarious. And there's lines that I'll use with my buddies here and there, like just silly little lines that Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson use toward each other in certain situations. I don't use them in those same situations, obviously, but
are they built for speed or for comfort?
Right. I really enjoy the iconic. The events, the things that happen in that movie, it's lighthearted. It's an easy watch. It's not super heavy. It's pretty simple. The plot isn't super deep. It was either, I had to pick either that one or Dodgeball. Those two movies again, Vince Vaughn, right? They both are easy. They're easy wins for my brain and for my sensibilities, and they both make me laugh like uncontrollably by myself. I love when you said a movie that can make me laugh when I'm by myself. You're not. Because sometimes I watch something with people and I'll get their cues. I tell you, I watch people and I'll laugh more. And that synergy happens and I start laughing because I'm laughing watching you laugh and just loving the moment. It just makes me happy, so I laugh. If you're laughing by yourself, that is something. That is a nice litmus test. And Wedding Crashers is one of the ones that always makes me laugh when I'm by myself. Nice. I end up having to watch it by myself usually. If you guys aren't around.
Well, I've got a third movie. In more ways than one.
Hey.
Scary Movie 3.
Hey.
Okay, which one's
that Carmen
Scary
Electra?
Movie 3?
No Carmen
Charlie
Electra.
Sheen?
Charlie Sheen,
That's
yes.
the one with Charlie Sheen in it. Okay. That's a good one.
It spoofs Signs.
Oh, that's right.
The Matrix. 8 Mile.
That's right.
Like, it's so absurd and it's so goofy. And like it's just joke after joke, like even the beginning. If I think part of it is because I like Signs so much.
Yeah, I was going to say that
it's like the ability to laugh at yourself. So laughing at the movies that I love, some of the premises and in the beginning of Signs, you hear like the kids crying or screaming or something, and Mel Gibson kind of waking up and going outside. And so the version of it in Scary Movie 3 is. Sheen wakes up and hits the light that's hanging over his bed. He hits it again, And then he goes to pee, and you hear the water splashing, and you hear the scream, so he leans out the door, and the water stops splashing. And then he leans back in, and the water continues to splash. So, like, little, like, non-stop jokes throughout it. Like, it felt like Airplane almost.
Yeah.
And it was different comedy than the first two, because the first two were, like, pretty raunchy and had a lot of sex jokes and all that. But the third one was just, like, absurd comedy, like Airplane, where it's just
There's one
goofy
joke
stuff
in there that makes me crack up every time. And it's in Signs. It's a doctor, right? Who's played by... M. Night Shyamalan?
I don't know if he's a doctor, but yeah, M. Night Shyamalan's character.
M. Night Shyamalan's character is the one that hits his wife and kills his wife in the car. In this spoof version, they drive up to go find the wife in the accident, and he's on the side of the road. He's like, "I'm going to need a ride."
It's like Tom, I'll need a ride home.
Yeah, I need a ride home.
I think that went right over my head. I think it went right past me.
There's, I reference a lot of movies, like in just day-to-day speak, but that one has some of them, and it's the right after that part when he's talking to Denise Richards, she's like, "And no sex." He's like, "I'm sorry, I don't understand. You know, my wife's dying words. You know, like he's trying to like shut her eyes. You know? And she's like, "Tell Tom swing away or whatever." And he's like, "Oh sure, that you heard."
Yeah. He's trying to close her eyes.
Yeah. No sex.
Man, it's hilarious.
I
have to go back and give that another watch.
Yeah. And like I said, it's cleaner humor, not totally clean, but it's like it's more universal humor, I thought.
You might have to pick a movie each for your house.
I know, right? Well, for the shop now, because the dogs are in the house, right? Shop works though.
Yeah, I think that was 3 total, right? We got 3 in there.
Yep.
So I'm going to pose this question though: if I open up this category to any movie genre, would this list change? So think about this as we move into the next point. So just keep that in the back of your mind.
Okay.
But let's get a ding.
Keep the streak alive.
Oh, swing and a miss.
What a whiffer.
That wouldn't count. You didn't get
It
it.
didn't count.
No, it's not a stroke.
It's a ball. Just a bit outside.
We're going to talk about laughter versus belonging.
Hey.
So I was talking to my wife about this episode, and so I asked her, "What comedies do you watch to uplift your mood?" And she was like, "Well, I don't really watch like comedy movies for it." She said, "I'll watch like TV shows." And I said, "Well, what about movies though?" She said, "Well, not really comedies, but more like, like feel-good movies."
Mm.
And so like Hallmark comes to mind.
Yeah.
Romantic, light movies that aren't that heavy, that just make you feel nice. Like that was more what she was going for. So then it made me kind of question, we talked about belonging. Tin Man, you weren't here, but it was like, is belonging the most comforting thing that we can feel in a movie watching experience and in life? And we thought, yeah, I think so. So talking about comedy though, and laughing in movies, as we've certainly talked a lot about memories of laughing with people and having fun times with people. But is that more powerful than the sense of belonging that we can feel with movies? Or is belonging still a better way to uplift your spirit than straight up laughter? So what do you guys think?
I feel very strongly myself that nothing's more comforting than belonging. Mm. Laughter is wonderful, and most of its forms, unless it's the nervous or masking laughter, the crying on the inside clown. You know what I mean? That we know that laugh. We know that laugh. We hear that laugh in the communities. And Maya Angelou describes that laugh poetically, that laugh.
You mentioned that one, yeah.
But whereas belonging is what frees you to laugh and mean it. you're safe and among your tribe. So that's when I find my biggest laugh. Going to that first question, those 3 moments, it was you guys. You had, get over yourselves. It was you guys. It was my dad.
Mostly me, Tin Man.
It was, you know what I mean? It was the people that I was with that I feel the best out of those laughing moments because I felt like I belonged. We're laughing together. We're having this moment together, this symbiotic moment, this experience here. I feel like the belonging is what enhanced that. It wasn't the laughter that enhanced the belonging. It was the belonging that enhanced the laughter. So I think that
I like that. That always takes it up a notch too. Because if a movie's funny to yourself, but if it's funny with a group, it's funnier. It makes it like more of an experience than just this thing you just observed. You're kind of a part of it now.
Yeah, but that's it. You're part of it. I think
you're in on the
like
inside jokes.
That.
Yeah. I think they work together though, because like you said, it kind of unlocks the ability to allow laughter to become like a core memory of like movie watching experience. So, if I list my favorite experiences watching movies, the setting that it's in is with other people that find this movie funny, or we're in this same experience, or we're at your house, or it's the 3 of us watching a movie together. So it allows the comedy from that movie, the laughter that we experience during it, to be so effective. That's what I think they work together. Because if I were to list my favorite movie watching experiences, I wouldn't reach for the sense of belonging first. I wouldn't say, I watched that because it made me feel all warm and cozy and I felt complete, and the guy got the girl and they won the game or whatever. I feel like I wouldn't reach for any of that first. It would be like the emotions of like the laughter, the high highs, the laughter, because there's scary movies in my top experiences too, but those are also like at theaters. So it's like the big punches in your, what do you call it in a graph? Whatever the top is.
Apex?
I guess apex. Mm-hmm. Apex of like movie watching experiences are more like laughter or excitement or fear, and not really that base like, I felt a sense of belonging first.
Yeah.
That
makes sense.
So it's like kind of like in the background, but again though, unlocks the ability to let those other things be so influential.
Yeah, you allow yourself to. Again, if certain people actually listen to the pod like they should, it would be nice to get a trauma-informed counseling approach to that, like how some people can't live because they're just surviving. Mm-hmm. And so what you said just now, unlocking that ability to laugh, like genuinely laugh, unlocking that ability. How many people do we know in our community that it's like they get the surface laugh, or you get the drug-induced laugh, or the alcohol-induced laughter? That we know what that sounds like, as opposed to someone, 3 idiots around a microphone laughing about, these wonderful memories and things like that. I think with everything we say, there's deeper conversations to be had. I don't have the vocabulary or the knowledge to really dig into them beyond what we're saying, though. But I like the way you said that. It feels pretty smart. If I might say so myself. It feels,
I hope, anyway.
Yeah, it feels smart. It unlocks the ability to.
And Tin Man, I know you brought up something earlier that I said bookmark it, but now I can't remember. I know it has something to do with what I'm about to say, though. It was like this overlap of, like, I guess belonging, but like incorporating like the warmth you feel along with the laughter. So fitting then we talk about like all of this during Christmas time, because I think Christmas movies have a lot of that, where you're all watching these movies to feel warm and cozy, but they're technically like comedies. So Home Alone is one for sure. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. For a big one for me is the Muppet Christmas Carol.
Oh,
yeah.
So it's like all warm and cozy movies that are technically comedies, but it's not like you're watching them to laugh to improve your mood. You're watching them because they make you feel good.
yeah.
Also, you know.
All those movies mentioned will be played in the barbershop tomorrow. Home Alone 1 and 2.
Ooh, nice.
So if I were, remember I said keep the one question in the back of your minds. If I were to expand this question to any movie genre or any type of movie, what would be your go-to movies to improve your mood?
I thought about that without you asking that when I was coming up with my list. I want to think a little bit more. Tim, you mind going first on this one?
Sure.
He's like, Megamind,
Megamind, she's the man, Hot Rod. No, because I made a list of movies too that were but they were comedies. It's just a comedy list. But if I'm trying to think off the top of my head,
You don't
Scott,
have-
you know what? Scott Pilgrim versus the World. That is the one that if it's on, I throw it on, and it's just at any moment I can jump in and be like, nah, this is cool.
Mm-hmm.
So
I like that one.
yeah, so that one is that one also. It's feel good. I don't know if I'd call it it's going to be a comedy, but it's also action. Like there's a love story involved. There's a coming of age story.
it's like technically part musical.
Part musical, part video game mixture weird thing together, and it's all very absurd. A lot of absurdity involved in this movie. But that's one of the ones that if I see it's on, I throw it on, and I mean you can call it a comedy, I guess. But I actually told Brandon Routh, the guy who plays Todd, I actually told him to his face once when I met him. It's like, hey, you don't want to. If anybody's seen the movie out there, I told him because we're involved in a lacrosse thing, and
Crooked arrows.
I don't need to explain it. I go, hey man, you don't want to go one-on-one with me, and he's like, oh really? Are you that good? I'm like, no, you don't want to go one-on-one with me because you'll be dust by Monday. And he got it instantly. Everybody around me had no idea what he was talking about.
The thing about a tool.
It's like, and I was like, he laughed. He thought it was great. And
That's
I was just
awesome.
like, and I was like, yeah, because the maid, like I'm explaining it to the crew,
Yeah.
like to everybody watching me. I'm like, no, because the maid, she's got the weekends off, and they're like, yeah, what? I go, because he'll be pulverized in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? I was like, the maid, she dusts, and he was laughing at it, and I was like,
That's awesome.
yes, that's what I wanted. Like I didn't care if anybody got that. Them not understanding it made it better because I just kept using more of the lines.
So cool.
But yeah, I got a chance to say that to Brandon Routh himself.
Beauty.
So that they have a little bit of connection to the movie too. So on top of it being Michael Cera, being a funny movie, having music and stuff. My kids even listen to the music
This
too.
is super cool. There's a coolness to that movie too. It's just a coolness.
That's
the whole,
it's an Edgar Wright. It's an
the
Edgar Wright
old
movie
graphic
too.
novel
The guy
series.
who did Baby Driver, the same guy, and
So
Shaun of
cool.
the Dead.
I didn't know that. That's awesome. Those are three of my non-classical favorites. Those three movies you just listed there, Baby Driver and Shaun of the Dead. That's a new one that you introduced me to. That's It's not a new movie, but to me it was.
Sorry, my back is squeaking.
Yeah, I think mine would be, I would add onto that list Forrest Gump. Makes me feel warm and fuzzy, and
Ooh, that's a good one.
and always, any little scene that I see it, and I can watch it for a little while. It lifts my spirits. Some of it that's a wet blanket, but it's I know how it's gonna. It's so familiar. I know where it's gonna go.
Yeah.
And then I'll say any Pirates movie.
Oh, that's good.
And there's a lot of comedy there. Those are just straight comedy. Any of the Disney movies, really, right? There's comedy there, but it's familiar. Again, I think the characters have a lot of the rough edges off of them. So like, there's this, I'm a big mean pirate. Yeah, but you're subtle and you're kind of likable. I'm a big bad British Empire guy. Yeah, but you're kind of a doofus. You're kind of like a clumsy opponent. You're an easy win. Oh, I'm an evil pirate, but you got a soft backstory,
Yeah,
So there's things about those pirate movies that just they lift me up I don't know, can't really put my finger on it, but I would put them in there with the other comedies too. I think what would stay in there with those ones would be Home Alone 2.
I think I would add, it's a lot of nostalgia based for me. So Jurassic Park, Nightmare Before Christmas, any of the Indiana Jones movies, Grease, and I would put in probably the first Pirates as well. I think any of the Pirates, but the first one especially. That one's attached to. I remember watching that one in the theater and kind of like reinvigorating like love for movies and adventure, you know. But yeah, there's no. I think all of our movies are like calm emotionally. You know, it's not like, you know, you say you get the feels with like Forrest Gump, but it's more, I don't know, I might say that it's, you felt the feels already, and it's more revisiting those feels than it is like, you know, like the big apex, you know, I feel sad, like the saddest I've ever felt, but the most rewarding I've ever felt. It's, you know, it's not that high, but you're familiar with what it evokes from you, you know.
Yeah, because it's like almost a workout to go through the higher journeys emotionally. The Steel Magnolias or or Mother, you know, where it's like, I don't know if I have it in me to watch this right now. Like I'm not, if I'm going to feel comforted or feel at home with a warm cup of coffee in two hands, you know, maybe I'm not going to watch this one.
Yeah.
That's well said. I don't have the energy for it right now.
So I'm going to do a little outro here. We'll ring the bell just to separate it.
The meds are wearing off.
Bad ones for the end.
Meds are wearing off.
Well, what
carried out of here?
I got about 8 minutes to get this guy home.
What kind of trends do you notice with all the movies that we've listed here? I've got one word that summarizes it. I want to hear from you guys first.
Trends with all the movies we listed here.
You want me to list my... Oh, I guess I could list my word first if you want.
Yeah, you might want to. Otherwise, you're going to hear a lot of breathing over here from all the... I like... Whenever there's like a spot-on question, it's going to take me a little while to kind of process it.
I put familiarity.
Okay.
Is the big trend, I think, with everything. Which I think is also an offshoot of belonging. It's something you're familiar with. You know it. You know what it evokes from you. You know, you mentioned Forrest Gump. You mentioned Hot Rod. You like very specific memories and states of mind that you can recall watching a certain movie. So it's that familiarity that gets you laughing, gets you feeling good. And because even if you know it, like you said, when we started, it was you wanted to introduce the Princess Bride to people that watch it for the first time to see how they laugh, and then you can feed off of that. So it's more about building that familiarity with someone watching that movie, right? And having your own familiarity with what that the laughter, the good times that evokes in your memory. So that's what I realized.
Yeah, I like it.
Familiarity, I like that. I think my words would be similar to it, like comfort. Comfort. I'm comfortable with that. It's why you hang out. You know, it's like a good book. That's why I read books over and over again. People say, "Oh, you read a lot." Well, yes, the same books very often. Yeah. I don't expand a lot. You know, I don't
like books, songs.
Yeah,
you know, workout songs. Like, oh, I get pumped up to this one right here, and you put it on because you know what it makes you do.
That's right.
I know. YouTube showed me my favorite song of the year. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
What was it?
It was Volbeat, called "By a Monster's Hand" by Volbeat.
Okay.
Apparently, I listened to that one more than any other song.
No kidding.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's weird. I haven't listened to it in a while, but that is my most listened to song. But it is definitely a workout song.
It's a heavy song.
One of the other things I noticed too is that we hinted at it early, but it was like you have different radar for different types of comedy. So our lists, well, my list anyway, had different movies for when I laugh the hardest versus movies that I go to for more uplifting moods, and even more different, I would say, if you ask me what my top comedies are, it would be different movies.
Right.
It would be movies like I put down Galaxy Quest.
Oh, I got that in my list too.
22 Jump Street. 22, not 21.
Okay.
22 Jump Street. Like Mean Girls, even.
I got that one too.
So it's like movies that I would list as like a top comedy are different than movies that I would go to strictly to laugh.
That's really cool.
And so I think it's cool that it's all different forms of comedy for different things,
Yep.
I had a listener, a faithful listener to the pod, tell me on this very evening when I said that we were going to be recording about laughter. Hey, how about you guys put as much time into the comedy's versatility as you did the horror's versatility, and said that you'd have a glued listener. I said, "Oh, you're already a glued listener." Which we're thankful for, of course.
I have to mention Clerks and Clerks 2.
Oh,
also.
gosh, yeah.
It's funny you bring that up because in college, I wouldn't call it thesis, but one of my senior classes, you had to do like this project, and the whole semester revolved around it. So I did like horror, like almost in the sense that we did for horror's versatility. And there's a guy that did the opposite, like did the same thing, but for comedy.
No kidding.
Yeah. So, and like, I kind of wish that I knew he was going to do that so it could kind of play off each other a little bit, because they're very similar genres and they could be used in very similar ways. So
that's cool.
But yeah, it's funny that that listener brought that up.
We love our listeners.
But I made a little like a pool of movies to possibly pull from, just to use that. And Galaxy Quest, Mean Girls, and what was the other one you said that's in there too?
I read, was that Debbie Does?
Yeah. It was Liar, Dirty Work. That's an older one.
Dirty Work.
Oh yeah.
And Down Periscope is another one of my favorites in there.
Kelsey Grammer.
Yep.
Kelsey or Chelsea?
Chelsea.
Chelsea. I think we're on the same page.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring up too, like recontextualizing movie references, I guess, with memories, attached to them. So our friend Ralph, we would reference Silence of the Lambs, but would laugh about it because we'd, Buffalo Bill's voice.
Oh,
we'd say things. And so, like, obviously not a comedy, not meant to make you laugh, but we used it to make us laugh.
Ah, yes.
Dreamcatcher, kind of an obscure movie, Stephen King work that was adapted. But there's a character named Duddits. And I took that word and I used it to mean, like, dead. So, like, playing video games, your character would always die and get respawned and all that. So, I said Duddits, like, that guy's Duddits. So that's how I would use it. But it's taking, it's referencing comedies or movies or whatever and using it in a different way to attach with a memory. And so, like, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas has a lot of those.
Oh, my gosh.
I mentioned back in the day, if we had like candy or something or snacks out.
Man, that is hilarious.
If anyone's seen this movie, the Samoan in the beginning, he's driving, he's like, Medicine! That's how I would ask for snacks.
What was dying that word?
If nobody knows what that reference is, you're going to look crazy.
Well, that's what I mean, recontextualizing these things. The arms are up too.
The arms are just flailing.
He's just going straight in his seat.
Just admiring the shape of your skull.
Move over. I'm ready.
Yeah.
So, do we think that our senses of humor are fluid, or do you think that they're established by a certain point in life?
Our senses of humor?
Mm-hmm.
Like what we can find funny?
Mm-hmm. We mentioned having a radar for different things that are funny, but do you think what we find funny stops developing at some point?
I bet you when I was younger, I thought certain things were funny. I think the older I got, I found more things. Like, I couldn't find MASH funny or Cheers funny when I was younger. And I don't know why they're watching this. I don't get it. I can watch it now and enjoy it. Frasier. Like, I remember seeing Frasier and Seinfeld on. Like, when Seinfeld was on, like, regular, I never found it funny. Like, I watched it and was like, I don't get what it's seems like it's adult funny. So I think there's a point where you grow into it, but I don't know if I grow past that. Like, once I hit, like,
Right.
25, 30, do I, like, find Seinfeld funny and then I'm at this point for the rest of my life? I don't know. I don't know if there's anything that I found funny.
Right, because like if I showed you like Frasier now, would it still be like, nah, it's all right, or
No,
would you be like,
I
hey, that part's actually funny?
I used to watch Frasier because when I used to work at Delphi, I would come home late and the only thing on was Frasier, and I would make like soup or something like that and just watch it until I got tired and fell asleep because I was on stupid swing shift. But I remember enjoying it in my 20s, but not in my teens. But I can still find it funny now. I wonder if it just gets broader, this sense of humor, like what my brain can make funny, I guess. Like if it's funny to somebody, I can find the connection now. When I was younger, maybe more immature, I couldn't make all the connections. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
For fear of feeling too heavy with it, I feel like the more secure and the safer you feel, the more you're free yourself to find things funny. That's the way I see it. Like, yeah, I think that's it for me. From my own experience, I feel like, I like to laugh. That's why I find a lot of things funny. But I see people that sometimes struggle with blatant laughter or hilarious laughter, or maybe they have to work at being able to see the funny, see the humor. And I just feel like when we talk about like longitudinal, like age, as you get older, chronological age, maybe life gets a little heavier in some seasons. And so you might see the funny, but you might not laugh as loud, or you might not laugh at it, or you might feel like this is the station of life I'm in right now. I shouldn't be laughing at this stuff anymore. Things that might be sophomoric or whatever.
Too lowbrow.
Maybe. But I don't think any of that changes the core of what I, in my core, feel like is funny. Because I'll laugh at just about anything. And there's some things that I'll see and I'm like, it's not that funny, but everyone else is laughing, so I'm going to laugh. Like with characters. I can laugh at Will Ferrell movies and I can laugh at some of his characters. Some of his characters are just flat out annoying to me. I'm like, I can't even laugh at it. It's just annoying. It's just, I don't get it. I get it, but I don't find it funny.
Okay.
But there's other characters, I think he's the funniest person on the planet.
Was there ever a time where you thought that character of Will Ferrell was funny when you were younger, but then got older and then found him not funny?
I think with Anchorman, like the first one came out and it was like, this is the greatest comedy ever. And then by the time the second one came out, it was kind of like, it's a little played out, I think. Like the second movie, like that character and that.
Interesting.
Whatever they were doing, at least for me,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And it goes back to your idea, like films used to be like a Will Ferrell movie, right? So that title, Anchorman 2, Anchorman, that might have still been fresher. They might have been able to do things with it, but if I feel like they didn't, then it feels played out. And it feels like, but I mean like the essential thing, like the essential core of what I think is funny. I start off by saying when the more safe you feel, the better, the more it seems like your subconscious allows you to see the joy and the funny. Whereas if you're constantly in trauma, you're just like, I'm seeing things in black and white. I can't even see the clear color of it. And I think that humor is found in the color of things sometimes. Like the intense humor is, you see the texture of something, or you see the subtlety of something that's funny. I think
that's like that for a lot of things, though. If you're going through something and it won't recede to the back part of your brain, it keeps forcing its way to the front.
Yeah.
It's hard to look past that to get into the belonging, enjoying, relaxed, funny moments of a movie or of a situation if that event keeps popping up in front instead of receding back. And usually with time, I guess, or understanding or therapy, I guess, but whatever can help push that back and put it in a spot where it belongs that you can grow and heal from. But if it keeps popping up in front, you're going to get stuck with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not funny anymore. Like, yeah, food probably don't taste good anymore either. Hugs probably mean nothing right now. Like, but
that's it. Like, yeah. I remember going through the anxiety and stuff like that, my own personal experience, and then you're getting through therapy or whatever, and they're trying to help you. And they see that you're trying to help yourself. You're doing all the work, and then they introduce like a medicine, and you're like, if it's gonna help me, let's try it. Then it starts evening everything out, and I'm like, I've always felt the highs and the lows, and I've always enjoyed them. Mm-hmm. Sounds weird to enjoy the lows, but it helps me enjoy the highs. It wasn't
as weird until you added the hand gestures.
Yeah. If I did it this way, instead of paint the fence, no can defense. Anyway, but one of the main things why I worked so hard to get off some of that medication was I didn't want to just be here in the mediums, everything's just a gray. I like the way this feels, the highs, and the lows make me remember how
big
the highs were. Yeah. So, and now at 53, I still giggle like a little kid at the same things that made the same things that were humorous to me when I was a teenager. Right.
So you guys would say that. It's not so much that our senses of humor are fluid, it's more our abilities to laugh.
I think that's true for me. I don't know if that's true for everybody.
I think, and then Tin Man, you kind of, the way that you were talking, it was like what you find humorous is reflected in where you are in life a little bit.
Yeah. How you can feel could be dependent on what your situation is. But I wasn't sure if age or mentality or growth changes your type of sense of humor. I don't know. I feel like immaturity, you can only handle jokes on a certain level because you just don't have the brain capacity for it yet.
Well, that's where the term sophomoric comes from, the sophomoric humor. That's the kind of movie it is. It talks about that chronology.
Okay. Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? It's like, right, well, you're not brand new, but you're not upper class.
Right, okay. So
your brain tends to, he's like, that's a critique of a lot of comedy movies. They're like, it's sophomoric humor. Uh-huh. But when I used to hear that, it'd be like, that's a badge of honor. That's my movie. 10th grade, I shined.
I peaked 10th grade.
Yeah.
But I think at least for me, like being a dad, watching movies like Superbad or whatever that's like profanity laced. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like, well, it doesn't hit the same way that it used to when I was younger, and you watch it at home. If the kids are in the other room, you're turning the volume down, and even then it's like, well, it's not worth the anxiety of them walking in at this moment, so I'm just going to change it. So I feel like, it certainly can change. Like your sense of humor does become fluid like that.
I think
we'll see if Hot Rod hits next time we hang out, I guess.
Oh man, I can't wait to watch that.
Well, I'm hoping that we can fit the movie portion for this chapter in by or around Christmas time here, because I have it as TBD, because we're going to see what kind of Christmas comedy movie we can come up with that we can agree on to watch for this chapter.
I like that you said ho ho ho. Let me put my hat on. Well, there it is. Die Hard.
So it's clearly a Christmas movie. Is it also a comedy?
It's as Christmas as it is a comedy. How's that for an answer?
I love that answer.
I disagree.
I happen to love that answer.
Bring me your rubrics.
I ate mine.
I was going to say.